welcome to Teachers Love Edu PD Live webinars for teachers only. Today we're having amazing guests from Snorkl App, two co-founders, Jeff and John, and I can't wait to invite them very soon. But for now, please share from which part of the world you're tuning from, what is your teaching role, and yeah, use the Q&A box on YouTube Live. If you watch this on LinkedIn or Facebook or elsewhere, just hit the link to YouTube Live and tune in here. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the Q&A box, and John and Jeff, they will cover this question for sure. Because, Snorkel app is connected and powered by AI, and AI it's like it's very popular thing to discuss these days, especially in education. So and I can't wait to invite Jeff, John. Welcome to Teachers Live Edu.
Hello.
Great to be here.
Hi.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling today?
Feeling great. Working hard, making improvements to the product and talking to people and just having fun. Yeah. And it's Friday.
Yeah, so it's like voice-enabled assignments powered by AI. When I first seen the presentation by Monique, it was like, wow, every student has unique space to share their voices. Like, isn't it like something that we need in every classroom? What do you say?
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely, yes.
I
Really
guess.
powerful to invite students to share their thinking. Our students have lots of rich thoughts, and I think it's worth capturing them. And we've found some really unique ways for teachers to leverage that in their classroom. So yeah, we're really excited to share it with your audience here and tell more people about it.
It's amazing. And we know that you are co-founders of Snorkl App, but can you add anything like else a part of this, like anything that you would like to share about yourself? So who wants to start first?
Yeah, sure. I could share.
Okay.
So John and I met. We're both former teachers. We met out in Las Vegas. We were teaching there. I taught elementary school. I loved it. I used a lot of technology in my classroom. And I'll just give you the short story that I was teaching my kids a little bit of computer science, and I realized, one, that I loved coding, and two, I thought there's a lot of really cool things to build. And so I learned how to code, and I've spent most of the last decade as an engineer. And so at Snorkel, I do obviously the coding, the building the things, testing them, and of course, just figuring out, given my background in teaching, working with John to figure out what's going to make teachers really, really excited and what students are going to enjoy using. So
Wow. And I love that you've got a background as a teacher, like, because, teachers love you do.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
John?
Yeah, I was in the high school math classroom for most of the last 10 years. I spent the last few years as an instructional coach. And
Wow.
Snorkel was really born out of some of my own experiences in the classroom and some conversations that I started having with Jeff about like what are the rich opportunities that we have to really leverage student voice, student explanations, and student thinking, and put that at the heart of the learning experience. I know as a math teacher, I always wanted to be math class more than just about answers. I want it to really be about students thinking. And so Snorkel was born out of this desire and goal to do just that, to really leverage student thinking in powerful ways.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, you're both so inspiring, and thank you. This is incredible. Wow. Okay, so my next question is, I think it's pretty much connected with everything that you just shared. But what is inclusive education? What does it mean to you? I think it's super crucial, to support this sense of inclusivity and accessibility in every classroom across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll jump in first. Is just say, like, I think that we know that every student has rich ideas and rich thoughts and deserves to be celebrated, deserves to have the support to help them learn, and that every student is capable of learning. And so I think inclusive education at its heart is about making learning accessible to every single student and ensuring them that they can reach their highest potential. And so, like, there's really unique ways that we're trying to do that at Snorkel by allowing students to share their thinking, like I said. But we also are really mindful to making sure that students can do that in any language. We're giving students different modalities to express and share their thinking, both verbal, but then visually on our whiteboard screen, and really allowing for any student to have access and share what they know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That was so powerful. Jeff, would you like to share anything?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so for all the teachers that are out there, I think you can relate to this. And then even if you're not, if you think back to when you were a student and when you were a kid, like just think about all the times where you felt like you had an idea or the beginning of an idea in some question your teacher asked you, or you had something that you wanted to share, but maybe the modality wasn't going to allow you to do that. So like in math class, you have either like a scantron or like a short answer, or you have to write it out. And I know like when I was a student, I was not a strong writer, but if someone asked me a question verbally, like I could always do that. But in most math classes, that's
Same.
just totally
Same.
impractical. There's not enough time to listen to all your students and give them feedback. And so I think to me, inclusivity is allowing students and encouraging them to share what they know. Because once again, as John said, they know so much, but in the modality that makes the most sense and is most comfortable for them. And voice is really, really underutilized for practical reasons. It's just hard to do as a teacher. And so that's something that we're trying to help.
Gosh, you already got me with words. I can't wait when you start sharing about Snorkel. Oh, that was incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. You are both so inspiring, and every word I'm signing in. Just bravo. Thank you so much for everything you do from the very beginning, and I think we are good to jump into demonstration.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah, great. I will share my screen here
Yeah.
and would love to just sort of walk folks through sort of what that Snorkel experience is all about. And I'll start off with the student side here and show you sort of how we invite students to share their thinking on Snorkel. So teachers can share a link to a Snorkel activity or assignment that they've created for their class. We allow teachers to upload their own content in here, or they can choose something from our Snorkel library. And you can do this for any course or any content level at any grade level. So we've got folks who are using this in their high school math classrooms, in their middle school science classrooms, in their elementary school ELA classrooms, and just everywhere across the board. But they share assignment with their students. Students get a link and they open it up, and a Snorkel assignment looks like this. And so students have a question or a prompt from their teacher, and then they've got some different tools to express and share their thinking. So they can draw, highlight, all your typical whiteboard tools. They can type out text or insert an equation or even upload an image of their thinking and of their work. And then at the heart of it, what makes Snorkel Snorkel is we're going beyond just that final answer piece, but we're really inviting students to explain and share their thinking. And so when students are ready, they press this purple record button here at the bottom, and it starts capturing their voice and then whatever it is that they're drawing on their screen. And so they can walk us through an explanation of how they solve that problem, how they respond to that question, how they answer that question in Spanish, or whatever the prompt is. Students get to explain their thinking, and we think that's a really powerful aspect of this experience for both students and for teachers.
John, can I ask you a question? Is it correct that students just reply with their voice and everything like showcased on the whiteboard? Like they just use their. Oh my God, that's magic!
Yeah,
Magic.
yeah. Yeah, and really allows students to get into the richness of their thoughts, and allows teachers to see and understand how their students are thinking about the questions or the problems that they're presented with. So that's the first part of the student experience. The students record, and actually, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna restart this over because I want to show you where we pick up on this. Is we are leveraging AI to use that in really powerful ways. And so I'm going to make a quick recording here as a student just to show you that experience. But I'll press this record button. I'm going to start explaining my thinking process on this question. And then we're going to actually get some really personalized, immediate feedback from AI on our thinking. So it says here that the perimeter of this rectangular frame is 146 centimeters and that the length is 29 centimeters. So I'm going to label this side as 29 centimeters and the opposite side here as 29 centimeters. If I add 29 plus 29, that gives me 58 centimeters. And I'm going to subtract that from the total perimeter of 146. So 146 minus 58, that leaves me with 88 centimeters.
Monique did the same, and I was like, oh my God, lots of numbers.
And, and I'm going to say that's the width. The width is 88 centimeters. Now,
Magic.
obviously that's not completely right. I'm missing a step here, right? I need to actually divide that 88 by 2 and get the width to be 44. But let's just pretend like as a student here, I wasn't maybe sure about that last step, but I'm going to share my thinking anyways. I'm going to share what I know, and I'm going to press submit. And when I do that, the AI automatically starts analyzing the student's thinking and the explanation that they've given. And it's going to give them a really immediate personalized feedback on their response. It takes about 15 seconds here, but students get time stamped feedback. And then as a teacher, obviously, now every single one of your students has this personalized feedback, saving you a lot of time.
Yes. This is
Um,
magic.
and so here on the right hand side, you'll see I've been told I got it incorrect, but my explanation got a 2 out of 4. And we think this is actually one of the things that makes Snorkel really powerful is there's a lot of tools out there where students put in their answers and either they get it right or wrong. And it's either green check mark, you got it right, or it's a red X, you got it wrong, sorry, or here's someone else doing it correctly. And that's not our approach to feedback. We don't think that we think that really good feedback is actually validates and celebrates what students do know and what students do get right. And so you'll look here, you see here that I got 2 out of 4, and the first piece of feedback I actually get is some really specific praise about what went well in my process. And then I get a second piece of feedback helping me to identify and correct that mistake that I made so that I know where I want to go back and check my work and take additional next steps. So both specific praise and specific help in the same way that a teacher might sit down with a student and provide them as well.
This is the best time saver ever. This is what I
Yeah,
said to Monique. She showed me
huge
like
time savings for teachers.
this is the
Yeah,
treasure box.
suddenly now in the classroom and all my students are practicing, I don't need to, not every single hand's going to be in there because students are getting this feedback automatically on their own. And then one of the things that we hear over and over and over again from teachers is they're actually really surprised and impressed by how often their students are immediately using that feedback and pushing this respond again button and re-recording. And I think it speaks to both the specificity and the immediacy of the feedback that students are getting, right? It's really hard to give students really personalized, really immediate feedback, but that's what Snorkel does is provides both those so that students can immediately use that feedback and improve their answer and improve their
Wow.
response.
John, can I highlight the question from Dr. Michael Harvey from New Zealand? Hi. So, what's about, one second, what about the research about giving a grade and feedback? Students focus on grade better to give feedback till they got 100%. Question.
That's a great question, and I'll just jump in. And we hear that from a lot of teachers also, and we have similar feelings. We haven't implemented it yet, but we're going to create a way that allows teachers to toggle that on and off.
That's amazing.
Sorry, John, feel free to chime in as well. But.
No, that's exactly right. I think we know that obviously the best response we can get from or support we can give students is that really qualitative, personalized feedback. And just supporting them to use it really well is always top of mind for us. So definitely something we're thinking about too is how do we make sure that that's what they're paying the most attention to and can use it to correct their mistakes and learn.
Yep. Yeah, thank you.
So that is the core of the student experience in Snorkel. And I want to show you a little bit more of what the teacher experience is like. And so as a teacher in Snorkel, you're collecting all these really, really rich artifacts. Like you said, it's time saving for teachers. All of our students are getting immediate feedback. But as a teacher also, we're leveraging that AI so that this becomes meaningful data and meaningful information for teachers. So as students submit their work, the AI is automatically categorizing it into the buckets of correct or incorrect. You can see those labels that are affixed to each piece of student work there in the corner. If I take my cursor here and scroll over that video, I can actually see what's happening in that student's thinking process, as well as the explanation is automatically captioned down below. And so I can actually just quickly preview what they said in their explanation. Teachers, of course, can jump into individual students' responses and quickly review that student's work and the AI feedback that they got. Students or teachers can also actually jump onto a student's canvas and leave them a more personalized piece of feedback. So teachers can type them a extra feedback or actually jump on there and say, like, great job remembering to divide 88 by 2 at the end, and then leave that as a personalized message on top of the student's work, and students will get that right below their AI feedback. I also know that as a teacher, like, time is one of the most important resources. And so, in addition to all this class view here of all the individual artifacts, we also leverage AI to give teachers insights into trends across the whole class. And so, there's this teacher insights tab here at the top where the AI has actually analyzed all of the submissions from across the class. It identifies 3 top exemplars that you might pull from to showcase student work, and then it also identifies trending errors and mistakes and who's making those mistakes so that you know exactly who you might follow up with about what. So, here, for example, I might want to follow up with Tanya and Tony because they seem to have some confusion about perimeter and area concepts and are mixing up. This was a problem about perimeter. They maybe applied the area formula in some way here.
John, this is a tricky question for me. Some teachers, they say that AI will replace very soon all the teachers. Like, by having this option, is it possible to replace teachers from the
Great
classroom?
question. We don't think so at all. Like, really, at the heart of how we see Snorkel is, it is an instructional tool where teachers are creating these assignments, capturing their really rich student thinking, and then the AI is simply helping teachers to leverage all that student thinking in a powerful way, right? And so, the what I do as a teacher here is, for my next steps,
Mhm.
is really going to be based in my professional experience. But what we want to make sure that, I think the teaching profession is awash with data. And sometimes there's so much data, it's hard to get really good information. What's happening qualitatively um, is sometimes lost in just all the quantitative data, right? And so here, not only do we get data, but we also get a sort of a story. We get to understand what are the misconceptions that are happening and how can we best support our students to keep learning, which we think is really powerful for all teachers.
There's some great comments. I'm impressed. Thank you, Martel. Martel. Yeah, beautiful name. So, and there's a question from Dr. Michael Harvey. Can you do science, describe, explain example with a paragraph answer required? Good question.
Yeah, great question. So we again support, so Snorkel supports all content areas, and so you can do Snorkel with. I showed a math problem just a second ago, but you could use this for a Spanish ELA, a science
Wow.
question. Let me
Wow,
pull up
that's
an example of a science question here. This is perhaps a middle school 6th grade science question where students are asked to read about this little experiment and then respond to the 3 questions here off on the side. Right now, the way that the platform works is we are giving students feedback off their verbal explanations and how they share their thinking and reasoning verbally. We're also working on some tools right now for giving additional feedback on what students put on the canvas. We're really excited about the direction that's going.
we
Um,
love
but
updates.
yeah, lots of updates, and one of many many things that we're working on in the pipeline right now. But it really captures students' thinking here to celebrate their thinking in science class, ELA, history, social studies, um, you name it. You can use this with Snorkel, and not just questions with a single answer. Too, I would say you can ask really open-ended questions in Snorkel, and so instead of defining a simple one answer, Snorkel can actually give students feedback on different criteria for success set by their teacher.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Dr. Mike Harvey, for your great questions. As always, they are the best.
If we have time right now, I'd love to show how teachers can get into this platform and show a little bit of that setup process. Is
All
that
time
okay?
is yours, John. Yes, of course we
Okay,
have time. Yes.
great, great. Well, so we have our homepage is snorkel.app. It's snorkel.app. Um, and on the homepage there, there is this button up in the corner. If you press demo, you can connect with someone from our team. We'd love to talk to you. But you can actually just access Snorkel right now and create a free limited teacher account to play around with this platform. And we invite you to do so. So if you go here, there's the sign up button in the corner. It's going to invite you to sign in with a Google or a Microsoft account. And then once you open that page up, you'll be able to see your account homepage. And we've tried to make it really simple and easy for teachers to get started. But the basics are this: teachers create a class that acts as a folder in Snorkel. From that class, they can assign activities. And with our assign activity button here in the corner, we've got some pre-created content in our Snorkel library, and we're constantly working on adding and creating more content in
And
here.
thank you so much for this part. Templates and libraries are my favorite part as well. Thank you. That's a great time saver also.
Absolutely. We want to make that
Yes.
getting started process super simple and easy. And that's something we're constantly working on and building. And so there's some great content in there right now, and there's more great content that we're adding. And then teachers can also create their own activities in Snorkel. And so it's a really simple process. I just want to model that really quickly. It just takes a minute or two to create an assignment. But as a teacher, I push that create activity button, and then I'm brought to a place where I can give the activity a title, and I can put some content on that whiteboard. And so this is where you want to put the question or prompt that you're
Easy.
going to ask students. And you can type something in here. It's also really simple and easy to create this because you can actually just drag and drop a screenshot onto this whiteboard, or you can copy and paste something onto this whiteboard. So
I love this one.
I'm
It's
going to
just so
grab an
good.
example. Yeah, it just makes it really simple, right? So I just grabbed a screenshot. I'm going to paste that there. This is the word problem I want my students to solve. I press done editing, and now I scroll down, press autofill with AI, and what happens is our AI will analyze what you just put on the whiteboard. It will figure out what was the question, what's the appropriate audience, what's the subject, and then what would a strong student response look like for that question. So it's actually going to solve it for you and basically create the answer key off of which it's going to give students feedback. And we think that this, including teachers in this process, we think is really, really important and really powerful. This is not just like a chat bot tool between students and AI. This is an instructional tool, right? So as a teacher, I have an opportunity here to actually adjust and edit how the AI is going to give my students feedback. And so I could specify different strategies that I want my students to use. I could specify particular vocabulary that I want my students to use. I can name other criteria for success, but a lot of power here for teachers to adjust this and hone this to their lesson goals. And then when they're ready, they press that assign button, assign it to their class, and now their students can be snorkeling. So super simple and easy to create an assignment in Snorkel and share that with your students.
Wow. And I can claim from my side that it's super easy to sign in, because I've tried it. And it's great that you mentioned, John, the simplicity, and it's true. And for me, I don't want to dive into anything when it's too complex, with this, that option. So this is amazing. And I highly recommend you and suggest you to try Snorkel like today.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. Would love to invite folks to try it out for sure. And again, you can reach out with us and talk to myself or Jeff or another member of our team by clicking that request demo. And we'd love to be in conversation with you.
I totally agree that with Mike, and that it's time saver is all what we need. That's true. Thank you, Michael, for your comment, and it's amazing. Yes, I totally signing to that. It's amazing. I also love the feature of collaboration on Snorkel, and I know that you have it. And if there is no collaborative like mode, I am not that much interested as well. But you have it, and you just beat all the beats. That's amazing. Can you mention this, please, as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So teachers can add co-teachers to their classes in Snorkel, and teachers can also share assignments with their colleagues in Snorkel.
Even
I'm
this.
happy to
Oh,
demo that real quick here, just since I've got my screen up. But if I'm teaching a class, underneath my class name in Snorkel, I just click on my name, and I can add in the email address of my co-teacher. I mean, speaking back to the piece about inclusive education, we know that sometimes a barrier is if you've got multiple students supporting multiple teachers supporting students in a classroom, it can be hard for them to all get on the same page and share materials and plans and student work. And this is one opportunity to allow them to do that really powerfully. Is everyone gets to see that student work in some powerful ways and can leverage it for some really powerful opportunities. Um, Also, teachers can share assignments with each other in Snorkel. So if I build something and my fifth grade teacher down the hall wants to use the same activity, there's a share activity with teachers option here where I can actually copy that link, share it with my colleague down the hall, and then they can get snorkeling with their students on that same assignment. And we can keep collaborating that way. So, really powerful opportunities for that community to exist within the school as well.
Amazing. So, but can students collaborate in the same on the same whiteboard, or
Oh, yeah, it's a great
yeah, this
question.
one too? So
Yeah,
you covered
those
something new to me, actually. Thank you.
sorry, I was thinking about the teacher
No,
collaboration,
it's
which is
great
great.
one. I haven't know.
Student
It's I
collaboration
discovered
is
new.
also great and really, really powerful. And so let me jump actually back into the student view here. I think I've got this
John, can
set
I
up.
mention that I have already shared with the Wakelet resource collection, so you can just hit the link. It's in our YouTube live chat. So if you're watching us elsewhere, just hit the YouTube live button link and tune in. Ask any questions. John and Jeff, they will cover all the questions. So and you will find all the links how to get to Snorkel there as well. Yeah, and there's a QR code, so you can just grab your device and scan your QR code, and you'll
Awesome.
get the resource collection.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think this is another really powerful feature of the platform is uh, we think the immediate personalized feedback from AI is really powerful to support student learning. We also really believe that like students have things to offer each other, and so we want to support students to be able to give feedback and support one another. And as a former math teacher myself, I know that one of the things we would try to do in math class is support students in developing arguments, but also critiquing arguments of others and giving each other feedback. And so Snorkel allows, if this is optional for the teacher, but the teacher can toggle this on or off to allow students within your class to actually look at each other's work after they've submitted their own and give each other feedback and comments as well. And so I'm wondering if I have that turned on. Oh, great, I do. Yeah, so this is what that view looks like for a student. Is as a student, I've got my responses, but I've also got my teacher here has allowed me to see my classmates' responses, and the AI has highlighted for me three top examples from my classmates. So I might want to check those out if I want some exemplars. But I actually can't see the AI feedback for anyone else in my class. We do that to protect student anonymity. All the names here are anonymous as well. But then also allow for students to actually give each other some powerful feedback. And so this is what that view looks like. Is now I am a student looking at my classmates' work here, and I can actually type them a comment like, "Hey, great job with that last step," or I can actually jump onto my classmates' whiteboard again, and similar to what that teacher can do is I can actually record a comment and say like, "Hey, I really appreciated that you uh, added those two sides to get." I'm not sure what happened to get that 58 and subtracted. I would go back and check your subtraction again there. Looks like something maybe went wrong, but in that student's
Fun.
response. But yeah, students can leave that kind of feedback to each other as well.
Fantastic.
And that's obviously you can. I think John mentioned this, but you can toggle that on or off. When you're getting started, getting kids up and running on any new platform is always takes time. And so as they get more comfortable and as you have that culture built, it could be a really powerful tool. A lot of really cool things.
Yes. Epic. I said it would be epic, and it is. Um, Gosh, I'm speechless. Like, thank you for everything that you do. And my question is, sorry, that's one more question. One second from Michael. So, can student comments be moderated? Sorry.
We have internal moderation, but if you've ever used like Flipgrid, that would probably be the
Yes.
closest comparison.
Oh my
Obviously,
gosh. I
we love
just
Flipgrid, by the way. Yeah,
but yeah,
awesome.
but when you mentioned criteria, I was thinking about Flip. Like, yes, Flipgrid previously. Yes.
We're So we have it structured. It's actually not released yet, but you can eventually you will be able to then like toggle it so that similar to Flipgrid, like as a teacher, you can like set it to approve. And then we're also working on like automated flagging of student comments and responses, so that like problematic responses are just pulled to the side and not shown to other students, things like that.
I've seen the like thing on Jeff's and yours. It's like the sign. I don't know how you did it in your window. Like
Oh,
it was
I got it turned on. Yeah, I don't know.
this was fun. Cool.
There we go.
Oh my! I've got fireworks too. But thank you, Michael, for your question. What I wanted to ask: do you have any upcoming things like if teachers can be certified on Snorkel or anything like pages, certificates? What we can fulfill
Yeah,
our digital portfolios with.
yeah. We are actually about to start our new ambassador program soon here to allow teachers to get a badge and share Snorkel with more folks. Again, anyone can access the platform through our website, but we're really excited to expand and support that community around Snorkel. We know that we have a lot of really excited users, and we're in conversation with them all the time, and we're really sort of excited to let that grow and feed that and expand that going into this further into the spring here and into the summer. So yeah, stay tuned. More to come.
Stay tuned. Yes, and it's amazing because more people should know about Snorkel. You help educators to save their time, students to share their voices. Lots of things all together. And thank you so many times. Thank you. And yeah, this is really. Mm, Again, all the resources you can find in the Wakelet resource collection. It's in our YouTube live chat. And I want to say thank you to Jeff for your kind comments. Nice interface. I love this. Thank you.
Jeff.
It was amazing. Yeah, sharing. Thank you for your tweets. It was fantastic. Thank you for support. Yeah. I'm super excited for certification ambassador program, and we definitely will add the link to that program to Wakefield Resource Collection. So it's always updatable. Stay tuned for sure. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, I think it's Citizen Khan from Ghana. Yay, I know your friend. Um, so what I wanted to say, if you're watching us as a recorded version, please don't hesitate and grab your highlights. Or right now, if you're watching us live, we're still live. So grab your highlights and wows and hows from this session and post them on Twitter or X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, whatever you're watching us. And don't forget to tag Snorkl App, um, like use the hashtag teachers love video. You can tag me as well so we can see the path of your learning, what you love the most, because today you definitely grabbed lots of highlights. I definitely did, so I had mine. And yeah, there is a chat with friends. It was incredible learning. Would you like to add anything, Jeff, John? Because it was incredible presentation. I definitely will rewatch this because you know it's brilliant.
So many things we can add. No, I mean, like John and I have been friends for a long time. We really really care about the education system. We're very passionate. I've been out of the classroom for longer than John. John, I think, left, what was it, 6 months ago?
Yep,
I think he was fresh
I
out.
was
But
in the class last week.
everything we do on a daily basis is, it comes from that really deep sense, that sense in the gut of just what it's like to teach every day, and it's a grind. And I know that every day that we wake up, we think about that, and that informs the choices we make, the people we work with, and it's honestly just really fun getting a chance to work with educators from all over the place. It's been really really cool, and I say that because the platform is only as good as the people using it and the people that are telling us what they want. And so please don't hesitate to reach out, shoot us a message, John, Jeff at snorkel.app. And we really would love to invite you to be a part of this because we need you.
This is fantastic, and I just totally agree. And because I had two sessions with Monique and with you guys, it was amazing. And what you do, and I always say everything starts with a community. Platform is incredible, but people who are building the platform and community is like super powerful thing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because every tool is made for For what? For people, for teachers, for students, for education in general. That was amazing. I'm just checking out the last comments, and they were great. It was a great start, and I really can't wait to promote more Snorkl app. I highly recommend you to grab your highlights and post them on socials, and let's make it like loud. You're amazing, guys. Thank you for your time. Please don't leave the room. We're taking out the selfie. We're still
Okay.
live for a couple of minutes if you have time, of course, yeah, for that.
Great.
And yeah, so stay tuned, everybody, and
Yes.
stay safe.
Thanks
Bye.
so much for having us.
Cool.
Yay.
Bye.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned for more upcoming PD webinars. And thank you, Citizen Can. Thank you for your kind words. And anyway, if you've got any questions, you can, reach out the team. Snorkl App, they're incredible. And just, take your highlights and post them. See you soon. Bye.